Hello fellow cine enthusiasts, my name is Christina and welcome to another Let's Get Reelz movie review. Today is Classic Movie Thursdays, my version of Throwback Thursdays, and today's Classic Movie Thursday is one of my all-time favorite musicals from 1936 called Swing Time with Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. And it starts off with a guy named John Garnett who goes by Lucky, played by Fred Astaire. He is a gambler and he's a dancer. He's supposed to be getting married to this girl and he's late for his wedding because he can't help himself. He has to gamble, and some of his friends kind of stop him from getting to where he needs to be because they don't want to see him leave. They want him to continue dancing with them. And he gets to his wedding very, very late. All the guests have gone. His fiance's father is extremely upset with him, and he promises the girl and her father he will go and get some money. I believe it was about $25,000 he needed, so he hops a train to New York with a friend of his just simply called Pop, and he runs into this girl named Penny, played by Ginger Rogers, and he kind of gets her in a little bit of trouble. He feels bad, so he follows her. She actually works at this little dancing school, and he pretends that he can't dance and to get close to her and to apologize. And because he keeps falling all over the place, she's getting frustrated and he gets her fired. But then, of course, he breaks out into dance, she breaks out into dance with him, and they do a wonderfully perfect, spectacular dance number called Pick Yourself Up. And the owner of the dance school gets them in touch with this big nightclub. They audition for it and everything, but like all of Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers movies, there's always that little mix-up and just a little miscommunication, and of course they get back together. They do some fabulous dance routines and they're just wonderful together. There's so much to talk about when it comes to Swing Time. Swing Time was actually the first Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers movie I had ever seen. It was quite a few years ago on Thanksgiving, a marathon of all of Fred and Ginger's movies, and I don't think I recorded all of them, but for some reason I just recorded Swing Time, and I'm so happy that I did, because if I had seen any of their other movies first, I would not like them as much as I do. I definitely would not have liked Ginger Rogers as much as I do, and I am so grateful that I watched Swing Time first. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. There's just so much that is so fantastic about Swing Time. You have a great score, you have all these wonderful songs, you have Ginger Rogers' costumes that were just utterly fantastic. They were so wonderful. I loved all her costumes from beginning to end, especially her white gorgeous dress that she wears when she dances to Never Gonna Dance with Fred Astaire towards the end. And you have all these wonderful sets, these Art Deco sets, and it just enhanced everything. Everything works out perfectly for this musical. There's not really one bad scene, there's not one bad dance number. All the acting is absolutely top-notch. And having seen a lot of Ginger Rogers movies from the 30s and, later on in her career, I don't think she ever looked better. She never sounded better, she never looked better. She was just absolutely beautiful in this movie. She was adorable. Everything about Ginger Rogers in this movie I just love. Fred Astaire, I could take him or leave him. It was really Ginger Rogers that pulled me into their films and this film, and she had a little bit of a tude, and she was just great. I just loved her. As you can tell, I'm just rambling on about her, and I can ramble on and on about Ginger Rogers for days. My favorite musical number in this is definitely Pick Yourself Up. I love that dance number so much. It's just really fun. It's a great song, and I actually used to listen to it a lot when I was away at school, because I always needed that little pick me up, you know, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, start all over again. And the dance number, just them dancing and how they like lift each other up over the railing is just like, it's crazy. And another one of my favorite dance numbers is Never Gonna Dance. Like, that is just so beautiful. There's so much heartache in that song to begin with, and there's heartache in their dancing. You can see that they love each other, and you know, at that point they didn't know if they could be together yet, and it was just such a longing. It's so beautiful, and really you don't get that too much in musicals. I've never really seen or have been able to see heartbreak in a dance besides Never Gonna Dance, and I think it's just beautiful. It's them on this big Art Deco stage. You have Ginger Rogers in that beautiful, beautiful white dress that I wish I could have in my life, and they're longing for each other. And oh my God, every time I see that, I like melt a little bit inside. What I love about Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers with their dancing, you can tell that they worked really, really hard, because all their dancing just seems so effortless, and obviously it's not, you know, to make it look effortless, they had to put in a lot of work into practicing all these dance moves and everything, and I love that. I love seeing it, and it looks so difficult to do, but their effort totally pays off because, you know, it's inspiring. I'm not a dancer whatsoever. I've never taken dance. I have no musical training, no dancing or theater or whatever. But I appreciate it. I can see that, you know, they worked hard, and it's just inspiring me in different ways, and, you know, to push myself and to work hard, if that makes any sense at all. The songs are standards. A lot of them are standards now. You have The Way You Look Tonight, which Lucky sang to Penny after he had screwed up the first time when they were supposed to be auditioning for the nightclub. And I think Fred Astaire has the best version. I mean, he's the original version of it. Frank Sinatra had made that song one of his most popular songs. I love Frank's version. I love that song. The Way You Look Tonight is just one of my absolute favorite songs. But I love how simple Fred Astaire's version is. He's just sitting at the piano and he's singing He's Sorry. You know, I think that kind of got lost a little bit. Nobody really knows, unless you've seen Springtime, that the song is an apology. You know, it's Lucky apologizing to Penny that he goofed up and they missed their chance to audition for the nightclub. I love him sitting there singing it, and he knows what he's doing. He's a little cheeky about it, and then Penny comes out, she was washing her hair, and she's like, oh my goodness, when he turns around and he sees her. And then you have A Fine Romance that Billie Holiday would later go on to record, and her version of that song, obviously it has more of a jazz kick than orchestrated kind of version of it. I love Billie Holiday's version. She was such a fabulous singer. I love listening to her songs, and I love listening specifically to that version of A Fine Romance. I think it's brilliant. You know, Billie Holiday honestly could do no wrong. I hope you like this review of Swing Time. If you did in any way, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below if you have seen this movie. I would love to hear what you have to say and what your favorite songs are from this movie, your favorite musical numbers. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for future Classic Movie Thursdays and other movie reviews, because that is what I do here. I like to review movies. And as always, keep watching movies and stay absolutely fabulous.